Hi, and welcome back to the Positivity Keys podcast. I'm your host, Laura Allen, and today we're going to be kicking off a brand new series about trust. If you've been following the blog on the Positivity Keys website, you know that we started with the question, what does it really mean to trust yourself? Here's the truth. If you can't trust yourself, everything else is going to feel shaky. It doesn't matter how many routines you follow or how many vision boards you make. Without self-trust, even the best intentions, they start to unravel. I've so lived that. There were seasons in my life when I was constantly second-guessing every decision that I made, especially during big transitions. I'd make a choice and then I'd lie awake at night, wondering, is it the right one? Was I chasing perfection instead of peace? It wasn't until I started applying the positivity keys to my inner world that changed for me. Now, I don't always necessarily keep going in that, but I stopped trying to fix myself and start listening to myself. Today, I'm going to share a real moment when I realized that I didn't trust my own voice anymore and how I began rebuilding that trust from the inside out. We're going to walk through the simple steps to create a sense of reliability with yourself again. And I'll give you 3 daily practices to help you follow through on the promises that you make to yourself. So over a year ago, I was in the middle of a huge life transition and shift. And I just walked away from something that was super stable to pursue something that was aligned. On the outside, I was all smiles and mission statements. And on the inside, I was excited, but I was also terrified. And I started slipping into my old patterns. I'd write out a list of priorities in the morning, go for a walk, record a video, drink more water, be present. And by 5, I had ignored almost all of them. It wasn't laziness because I was working on stuff, but it was avoidance because deep down, I didn't believe that I could really make this happen. I'd broken so many little promises to myself that even the idea kind of felt hollow and robotic. That's when I realized that I'd been loyal to everyone else's expectations of where I should be, but I wasn't being loyal to me. So I asked myself, what would it look like to become someone I trust again? Not in a dramatic perfectionist way, but in small, steady ways. I'd start using the thought key to rewrite the story in my head. Instead of, this was a terrible idea, I practiced saying, this is an idea was about you bringing more love to the world and giving back. You can do this. And then came the action key, choosing one promise a day and keeping it and letting that be enough. That slow, steady practice began to shift my confidence, and it taught me that something that can be super powerful. Self-trust is the foundation for all other trust. So let's get clear on something. Self-trust isn't about always making the right choice. It's about knowing that no matter what happens, you're going to show up for yourself. You'll repair, you'll recenter, and you'll keep trying. And it's knowing that if you say you're going to do something, you're going to follow through, or at least acknowledge it that you didn't do it, but do it with grace. If you don't, the positivity keys can help, because this isn't always about mindset tools. They're relationship tools. When you speak to yourself kindly, using the thought key to soften the inner critic. When you keep a tiny promise, even if it's just to take 3 deep breaths before you go to lunch, you activate the action key because you're doing something. When you close your eyes and place your hand on your chest, saying, you can count on yourself, you can count on me. You awaken the touch key and you let your body feel safe again. Trust isn't a trait. Either you have it or you don't. No, it's a muscle. And it gets stronger each time that you choose yourself. So here's 3 self-trust practices for this week. First of all, 1 promise a day. Pick 1 action each morning. Drink a glass of water. Send the email. Write one paragraph in your journal. Let's go. Let's let that success build your momentum. And then number 2, your inner voice shift. Anytime you catch yourself thinking, this is a waste of time, or what was I thinking? This is ridiculous. Gently reframe it to, I'm learning how to trust myself again. I can do this. Be firm, but also kind. And heart. Anchor, pause. Place your hand over your heart once a day, ideally in the morning, and breathe slowly and say, you can count on me. Feel that in your body. Let it become your anchor. And this week, one of these, try to practice each one each day, and then reflect on how you did and feel the follow through. If something shifted for you, I'd love to hear about it. Tag me on Instagram or share a moment with using the hashtag #PositivityKeysTrust. Next week, you're going to explore what happens when trust gets broken and how to begin to gently working on trusting again. Until then, keep showing up for yourself, keep listening to your voice, and remember, becoming someone you trust is the most important relationship work that you're going to ever do. Thanks for tuning in. I'm proud of you, truly.